Okay, we're going to start looking at how to find the slope in a relationship. Okay, so in a graph, it's a line, and so it's really easy to see and understand slope. I mean, you can tell here that this is a line with a positive slope, right? Because it's going up. It's going up. Okay, and this is a line with a negative slope because it's going down. Okay, so that makes sense. I'm going down, it's negative. Going up, it's positive. It's like going up the stairs or down the stairs, up the hill, down the hill. Okay, the slope basically is saying the process is to take 2 points on a line if you have a graph, okay, and find out what their coordinates are. So we're going to say this is the change in, they're going to say it's the change in y. What y, how y changes over how the x changes. And they call this the rise. You'll hear people say that. I'm not going to use this language. I'm going to use change. The rise over the run, right? How high am I rising over how far did I run? Okay, so it's the rise over run. So in each case, I'm picking these 2 points and I'm saying, what is the change? What am I changing as I increase by 1 on the x? What is that change in y? Okay, so I'm going to, over here, I'm going to put the change in. Notice up in the top or left-hand corner, I say, I have what it is, the formula. The formula is change in y over change in x. But let's do, to be clear, change in y over x, okay? And I'm looking, where did I go in the table? Well, I went from 2 to 5, so what was that change? I go from 2 to 4, so what is that change? Well, let's do the y's. I'm at 4, and I came from 2. What was my change there? Or I'm at 5, and I came from 2. So I'm going to subtract those. Notice I'm subtracting. I'm finding the change. What is the change here? What is the change here? Okay, and that is going to be 2 over 3. And what that means is, that is the slope, 2/3. It means that as x increases by 1, y is increasing by 2/3. Okay, remember now, we said that the slope is the coefficient, is increasing by 2/3. Okay, so that's what that means. It's increasing by 2/3. That means if 1 is 2/3, that point, that 2 will be 4/3, okay? And 3 will be 6/3. Okay, because every time x increases by 1, y is going to increase by 2/3. Okay, let's look at the other side now. Okay, this is decreasing. Let's see how that works out. So I'm going to have y over x, okay, and that is going to be 2 minus 4, right? It's where what happened? I went from 4 to 2. I went from 4 to 2. And then from x, I'm going from 1 to 4. Okay, so what was the change there? Negative 2 over 3. So it's negative. That's a negative slope. Notice the number is negative and the line is going down. Okay, so what that means is as x increases by 1, y is going to decrease. Y decreases by 2/3. It goes down. Okay, it decreases because it's minus 2/3, negative 2/3. Okay. Okay, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You're finding points, you're subtracting. You're going to do this mostly in the Khan Academy at the end after 4.3. If you can find the slope from 2 points, you are pretty much good to go because you can get 2 points from a graph. The slope is already in the equation because it's the coefficient, and you can do it in a table. So let's look at this bottom table just to make sure. Notice in this y, the change in y. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, right? So the change in y is 3, and the change in x is 1, right? Plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So that's going to be 1. And so that slope is 3. Okay, that slope is 3. That means that as x increases by 1, y increases by 3. And what I want to do is I want to write an equation so we can review how to do that. So in algebra, the equation is y equals mx plus b. And so to be clear, this coefficient is the slope, and this b is the y-intercept. And we talked about the y-intercept being where that line touches or intersects the y-axis. Okay, so I'm looking at what I have in that table. My slope is 3. My slope is 3. I'm taking it from over here. Okay, so 3 times x, and then plus, what is the y-intercept? It is right here. The y-intercept is the number when x is 0. Because if x is 0, I'm not going left and right at all. I'm just going straight up or down the y-axis. And so that y-intercept is 3. So I have 3x plus 3. Remember that the slope is 3. That means as the x increases by 1, the y is going to increase by 3. Okay, so a table for this would look like this. Okay, I know that 0 is 3. Okay, and I have it up there, but I want to show you how this works. So x is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Plus 3 is 6. Okay, if x is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. And look, you can see, remember we said the slope is how much the x goes up when the how much the y goes up when the x goes up by 1. See, the x is going up by 1, and the y is going up by 3. The x is going up by 1, and the y is going up by 3. And that's because 3 is the slope. The y-intercept, I can tell, because that's the y number when x is 0. So I just wanted to repeat all that and, kind of pull it together so you can see how it works on a graph, in a table, and from an equation.